Hey, Driver 38 Knives. Thank you for clicking in, taking a look. If you like pocket knives, I think you're gonna like this channel. We show some here. And this week we're gonna show a very controversial knife. People love it, people hate it. I haven't talked to many that's in between. It's either one or the other. But there's good news. You can jump fence and go from one side to the other. I'm living proof of that. This week we're gonna be looking at a case Russlock. Yeah, some of you's bugging out right now, I know, but stick around and take a look at it just to be looking at it, please. But anyway, here it is. This is a 2017 new old stock. Bought it just the other day. It is nice. We're gonna look at it up close with some close-ups in just a second. Some people call this the woodpecker knife. Some people call it the pterodactyl knife. I hadn't come up with my own little name for it yet. I nickname all my knives, but I'll come up with something. Yeah. Let's get to looking at it up close with some close-ups and talk about it. Okay, let's get to looking at this knife. This is a 2016 case Russlock. Yeah, it's in the Cabernet bone, Roger's jig, I believe is what it said. Very nice, very nice. Here's the box that come in. And this is a transition knife. Here is the numbers. If you want to pause and get the numbers off to get one for yourself. The knife has 2016 on the tang, has 2017 on the box February. So this knife was made in 16 and boxed and sold in 17. Transition knife. Okay, first off, let's talk about the size. Anytime you see this knife for mail order or anything, it's gonna have 4 or 4 1/4, 4 1/8, 4 and something beside it. That is not so. Don't fall for that. I thought this knife was bigger. It is not bigger. This is a medium-sized knife. This right here is 4 inches from bolster to the end of the lever. From bolster to the end of the bolster, it's 3.5 inches. Okay? It's the same size as this old ugly mini trapper I got here. Man, that thing's ugly. Yeah. I get a little sarcastic sometimes, sorry. All right then. Let's zoom in and take a good look at the knife and then talk about the materials and construction. And then I'll give you why, when, where I bought this knife and all that. And then let's say a little bit about the history of this pattern. Okay. Let's get a close-up of this handle. This is a Cabernet. I had to look at it's a French red wine. Yeah, and it's a cross between purple and maroon. Yeah, it looks really good out in the sun. I'm doing it in partial shade because my phone overheats in the sun. I can't stand that. It run about 2 minutes and quit. All right, let's talk about the jigging to start with. It has what's called Roger's jigging. And if you see it there, it's a row of lines going across like that. And if you look real close, the lines are like 2 fingers doing like that. It's like a deer track running, like they scratching off, like a deer track scratching off. Yeah. And if you look at it kind of far away, like it's right here, it looks like tree bark. Yeah, it's like tree bark when you look at it far away. Okay, this knife has a what I call Matt Dillon shield, police shield, sheriff badge. I like gun smoke. I like Matt Dillon. I'm gonna call it Matt Dillon badge. Yeah. All right, this knife, there are no brass on this knife. This is the only pattern Case makes, does not use brass. Everything on it is stainless steel and bone. Liners are stainless steel. Okay. All right. That gets us to the opening. Right here is a lever. The Case wanted to make a one-hand opening liner lock knife, so this is their attempt at that. Right here's the lever. A lot of people got their own way of opening it. My way of opening it is, have y'all seen those movies where the guy got the thing in his hand and goes like that and blows up a bomb? Yeah, like that. Or when we was kids and we didn't have no money for no play guns, we'd go around like this and go pew pew pew, you know, like that. So let's go like that. Did y'all see it? Here, I'll do it again. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Okay. Some people call this the Woody Woodpecker knife, as you can see. Some people call it the pterodactyl knife. I haven't come up with me a funny gadget name yet, but I will. I'll let y'all know when I get it. All right, this is a liner lock knife. All right, it's made out of stainless steel liner there. That's why they put that in there. I've seen brass used as a liner lock before, okay? But Case didn't opt for that. They wanted a stainless steel one. I reckon they wanted one to make sure it was robust and went a little longer. So I guess that's why they put that on there. This is the tested XX on the lever with jimping. And this is a Case with 4 dots with the 2010 to 2019 emblem. So this is a 2016 knife in a 2017 box and sold in 2017. I bought it new old stock last Tuesday. Let's go ahead and get that shouted out. I bought it new old stock at caseoutlet.com. He has a website. Y'all can look things up on there. And but his store, his place of operation, is about 45 minutes from me, miles and drive-wise on the interstate. But anyway, I go over there and I look at them over the counter and figure out whether I want to buy them or not. And just so happened, this was the last one of these he had in the store. The last Cabernet bone, that is. He's got plenty of Russlock. But this was the last 2017, 2016 Cabernet bone. Yeah. And that's why I got it. Okay. This here blade is a weird, wonky design there. It's got a giant ricasso there. They had to put that like that to put this lever on here. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been sticking out enough to put a lever on it. So they had to put this giant ricasso tang on it. Okay, that limits what you goes out here. You could not put a 75 clip, trapper clip, anything like that on this knife. It wouldn't have looked good. It looked worse than this, and it would have stuck out of the handle like a awkward. So they had to use something here with a swoop. And around this time, the Russlock came out in 2000. And around that time, they was making what they call a kickstart. It was this kind of blade, looked just like this, except bigger. Did not have this, had a thumb stud there. Spring assist. Done it like that and it popped out. Spring assist. They're been out of production a while. You don't see them. But there's a knife channel out there called OL's Knife Corral. OL's Knife Corral. He got one. If you search his videos back a few months ago, he showed one. Yeah. So you see what I'm talking about. Okay. That is a nice clip once you get used to it. It is very sharp, pokey. Yeah. Yeah, it grows on you. You may not like it to start with, but it grows on you. I'm telling you. I really didn't like Russlock to start with. Said I wouldn't get one. So I come across a spear point one, and they're so rare that I bought it. I bought it to, increase in value, just like a gold coin or something, I bought it like that. Started toting it some. I toted it in my pocket. And this thing right here would poke me in my pocket when I put my hand down in there, and I didn't like it. Well, later on, everybody started making slips, toting knives in slips, all that kind of stuff. So I started toting it in a slip, spur down. And it's in there like this, about that much sticking out or whatever. You squeeze the slip and it comes out. But anyway, it's just like another knife like that. So I said, whoo, all right, found something out. And so I said, got to thinking, I want me one of them clip blades in there. I looked around and I wanted to find one, that's maybe hard to get. And that's when I found this knife. I ain't been around since 2017. And then, no, I ain't seen that shield on nothing else. I ain't seen that bone color on nothing else. And that jigging ain't too common either. So, 3 uncommons there, I had to get it. So that's how I got this knife. Why I got this knife. Where I got this knife. All right. Let's talk about history of this thing. Okay. These Russlocks came into production in 2000, but they were designed probably in 99 because the guy that designed them passed away in 99, so he had already made the design. The guy that designed it is Tommy Hart, a knife designer for Case. He is the same guy that reportedly designed the copper lock knives. He's also the same guy that reportedly designed the pocket hunter, the baby hunter, them little 2-blade pocket hunters. That's like 2 3/4, Same guy. He's the guy that come up with this. Okay, and they wanted to make a one-hand closing knife. And this is the design they came up with. It has back springs on it, which is very unusual for a liner lock. But the back springs are on there to hold the blade closed. Ain't no blade flopping around. These modern knives have a detent with a detent ball up in the handle that goes in a hole, and that's what holds it closed. But this one has is designed with a back spring. Yeah, like that. Okay, they wanted a new pattern that they real out of the ordinary, brand new, nothing like it. So they came up with this one. And the reason they wanted that, they wanted something to commemorate WRCASE, one of the founders. And he died in 1953. Look at this model number. USA 6 1953L, stainless steel. Better get that fingerprint off. FBI might be looking for me. 1953L. I think that's cool as rainwater. Cool as rainwater to commemorate someone like that. Yeah. Okay. Whoop, wrong way. All right. Okay. This design Tommy Hart come up with, I think he was looking around at some pretty old stuff, because this here ear right here has been around a long time. This lever. Yeah, it was on things called friction folders. I mean, the Romans had them, Vikings had them, Middle Ages. They come out like that. And the pivot pin here was the friction. It was the only thing holding the blade. And back then, you do the lever like that, on them old knives from the Middle Ages. and the lever would be under your palm down in here, and your grip on the knife's what held it open. And these knives were, you know, peasant knives. They wouldn't, you didn't do no fighting with them. If you did, you're gonna get your thumb cut off, because your grip right there, you probably ain't gonna be able to hold it. So it was a watermelon, corn cutting, cantaloupe cutting knife, you know, what them was. But anyway, that kind of looks like the old lever. Uh-oh, I knocked my phone over. Y'all hang on. I don't blame you if you bug out, but you know, things happen. But anyway, there was also a knife in Japan, 1896, called a Higanokami. Y'all can look that up. And it had a thing coming up here pretty straight. It's like your thumb sticking up there. And it opened exactly like that. And you held it like that, or like that, with it under your grip. And that's how you use that knife. Okay, old designs is where it comes from. This right here. And you got the back spring and the liner lock from hold it closed and open. Okay. All right then. Another thing, you know, I don't do no preaching. I ain't no preacher. I don't do no politics. I try to don't do any drama at all. Just show knives. But I come up with this saying, be your own man. I've said it a few times on some videos and some live chats. And, you know, I ain't too deep with that. That's pretty shallow. I've been married 38 years. And you guys that's been married 30 years like me, you know when your wife's around and when your wife's with you, be your own man stuff's kind of negotiable. So I want to tell y'all what I mean by that. What I mean by that is trends, style, what's in style, what's trendy, what everybody's doing, what everybody's got, what the masses are pushing. You ain't got to have all that. Get what you like, tote what you like, wear what you like. Be your own trendsetter. Another thing, if something's going on at work, if something's going on at church, something's going on in your community that you want to be involved with, jump on in there. Don't be a spectator in life. Live life. Don't be a spectator. You don't worry about fitting in. You are enough yourself. You ain't got to do a bunch of crap to fit in. No. Okay? Be your own man. That's what I mean by that. It ain't too deep. Pretty shallow. You ain't got to go with the masses to be cool. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right then. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope some of you, at least one, still sticking around. But I think it's a pretty good knife. A lot of people call it ugly, but you know, I think it's pretty cool. If you buy one of these though, and if you pull it out, and all your friends and people around looking at it, ooh and ah and wow, what is that, and all that kind of stuff, don't hand it to them, because a non-knife person don't need to be doing this kind of stuff right there and that kind of stuff right there without practice. Non-knife person will cut themselves. So be careful about what you hand people when they want to see your knife. Okay? All right. Let's look at, I'll try and come up with another knife next week, and I'll see you then, friends.